This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister at Imperium Chambers. This video follows on from the earlier videos I've done on the earned amnesty and the new points-based system. As I've said before, I think the new points-based system is nothing but a licence for organised criminals to try and work their way around it as they have in the past. As to the alternative, which I think is the only serious alternative, which is that of an earned amnesty. And if there is anything that has brought the earned amnesty to the public fore, it is the coronavirus. Now, one doesn't wish to capitalise or make do on the coronavirus to popularise the video, but the long and the short of it is, people that are suffering or potentially suffering from the coronavirus often don't have access to GPs. I know of many thousands of people that I've come across that just haven't registered with the GP. They just haven't registered with the NHS. And the reason for doing that is because they are scared that if they register with the NHS or a GP, that they will somehow be subject to removal. This is part of the hostile environment that the government or previous government instigated. So therefore, we have this huge pool of people who are the most vulnerable and the most exploited in society, who don't have access or arguably don't have access to the health service and therefore are at risk of spreading this virus. Now, previously it would be easy to say that there were them and us. Them being the people that are here illegally, and us being the people that are part of the UK economy and can phone up 111 or go to the doctor or go to the hospital and seek advice. But unfortunately, the virus doesn't care whether you've got a visa. The virus doesn't care whether you belong to the United Kingdom or you don't belong to the United Kingdom. The virus just cares whether you are weak enough or you're susceptible to it. And if you are, then you're in trouble. One of the problems for the undocumented part of society is that they're often the most exploited part of society. They're the ones where the employers will say, you've got to carry on working, you've got to carry on doing your job, because you're not going to qualify for any government scheme, you're not going to qualify for any benefit, so therefore you've got to carry on working. And if you carry on working, then you are at risk to yourself, to your family, to your children, and to other people that they come in contact with. Hence, there is no us and them. We are all in the same boat. And my idea, which is that of an earned amnesty or a legacy scheme, which the government has a precedent for doing, is the only way of dealing with this matter. The government previously dealt with a legacy scheme which dealt with some 500,000 or more cases, and according to the government dealt with it properly. So if the government can deal with 500,000 cases in the past, there's no reason why they can't deal with it now. I've heard figures of 500,000 or 1 million illegal immigrants in or around London. So the idea of getting them bought into the system, bought into the United Kingdom economy, protects not only the United Kingdom's economy in the long term and the short term, but it also protects the health of those people that are the most marginalised and those people that are the most the weakest people and the people that are most likely to be exploited by dubious employers that say, well, if you don't come into work, you're just not going to get paid. Therefore putting themselves in an invidious position, which is an unacceptable position whereby they have got to go to work, otherwise they're not going to earn any money, they're not going to qualify for any government money, and therefore they're putting themselves and their wives and their children at risk. The only answer, and the only answer that has been around for a considerable period of time, but before the coronavirus the government could sweep it under the carpet, is that of an earned amnesty. It's noteworthy that the Home Secretary's parents wouldn't have qualified for coming into the United Kingdom under her rules. It's also noteworthy that the Prime Minister used to go on and on about how it was a good idea to have an earned amnesty for people that have been here 12 years because we're not removing people. He's right, we're not removing people. And at present, we can't remove people. Who would take anyone on an aeroplane that is undocumented from the United Kingdom to any country in the world? You'd have to be a crazy country to take somebody in those circumstances. So the long and the short of it is that the only way round this for this particular crisis and to avoid crises in the future is to regularise the status of the people in the United Kingdom, allow them to contribute to the United Kingdom's economy, and shut the doors to opening up a new PBS system which will only be exploited. As I've said before, it was exploited before and it led to the TOEIC crisis. It was exploited before and it led to the Tier 1 people being unfairly criticised in respect of their tax. So the PBS system, which replaced the individual system of considering each case on its merit, has not been an unqualified success. By no means has it been an unqualified success. Indeed, when the Home Office started to lose appeals rather than improve the quality of decision-making process, they just got rid of appeals. So that gives you an idea of how the government approaches this matter. And in my view, the only way forward is earned amnesty stroke new legacy scheme, and that should be implemented as soon as possible. That is, if Home Office workers are described as key workers, and it should be implemented as soon as possible. If not for this particular crisis, then to prevent other crises, other viruses causing trouble to the United Kingdom's economy in the future. If you or a member of your family has a problem with immigration, please do not hesitate to contact me, Paul Turner, the immigration barrister, at Imperium Chambers on 0207 242 3488, or at clarks@imperiumchambers.co.uk, or on my site, The Immigration Barrister, or on this channel. The most important thing that you can do is to contact a reputable lawyer and not hide away in fear, especially with this virus running rampant through the UK and rampant through the UK's economy and those people that are most vulnerable. Final note I would say is that a lot of the people that are most vulnerable are also probably malnourished. I mean, there is a huge problem with poverty in the United Kingdom, and I would take a stab in the dark that often migrants and people that are living on the poverty line are those people that are the most likely to fall within the poverty trap, and therefore they are likely to have compromised immune systems, and therefore they are likely to help spread this virus. And if it's not this virus, it's going to be a virus in the future. The one thing we've learned from SARS, from swine flu, from MERS, is that the world as a whole contains many more viruses, and they are just waiting for their opportunity to jump into the human population. The least this country can do as a first world country is protect the people that live within it. If they do not, then that is a crime. That is arguably a crime against humanity, and I would urge the government to do something about it. I have published a petition. I'm waiting for it to go online. As soon as it does, I will announce it, and I will tell people how they can subscribe to it. 10,000 signatures will get a response from the government. 100,000 ought to lead to a debate in the Houses of Parliament. I will keep you updated on this matter. Please subscribe to this channel. It is of vital importance not only to me, but also to you and to the public in general, so that this information can be shared amongst as many people as possible. I hope this video has been of use. As I say, if you have any problems, just get in touch. If you don't have any problems, then just keep in touch. This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister at Imperium Chambers.